Hi folks, Will at LR Workshop. This video follows on from my MOT emissions failure video by looking at brake pipes, which was my other failure in 2022. We'll look at the stats. I'll be replacing the brake pipes and master cylinder with genuine parts in this video, doing a full brake bleed, getting the best pedal feel I've ever had on this Defender in over 10 years, and I'll show you how thin the pipes had gotten due to corrosion. Of these Defenders that were MOT'd in 2021, this is how many failed due to brake pipe corrosion, and this is as a percentage. That is more than failed on emissions. Go and check that video out if you want to see the stats. We can see that the front pipes failing, like mine, is by far and away the most common type of brake pipe failure. These pipes may be the exact same ones as mine, or the ones that come directly into the wheel well, but it could also be the static pipes that are connected from the caliper up to the bracket atop the swivel pin. Before I removed the old pipes, I fed all the new ones through. It's quite fiddly, just to make sure they were going to exactly fit, because these parts technically not correct for the vehicle, but they more or less fit. They're the same kind of dimensions but have a slightly different routing. These are for 99 to 2004 model year vehicles. So seeing as I'd be completely disconnecting one pipe and I had a genuine master cylinder on the shelf I'd been meaning to fit, I thought I'd replace the other pipe as well, because that one had an advisory and I'd already bought the part for that. I managed to pick these up for about a tenner each. The longer one's now over 100 quid, but the shorter one's about 20 quid. So despite the fact that I've got to figure out how to get these in like an episode of the Krypton Factor, it will save me a lot of time when compared to trying to bend them all to the right shape. As you'll see, we spare no expense in my household when it comes to margarine. I thought I was going to undo the nuts properly, but seeing as they were so rusty, I thought, screw it, and cut through them. I don't know if this is by design, seeing as the brake pipes are put on before the wings are in the factory, but this fits exactly between the chassis and the wheel arch. A surprising piece of design from Land Rover there. The longer pipe was a bit fiddlier to route through. I had to take off the engine bay fuse box and the modulator for the EGR, which has been disconnected anyway, but I managed to get it through in the end. Even though these pipes are genuine and they're more or less in the right position and have the bends in the right place, you do have to sort of wiggle them in and manipulate them a bit more just to get the identical shape for your vehicle. Once I'd confirmed that the new pipes would actually fit, then I pulled the old ones out. This master cylinder actually came with the servo that's fitted on here, which I fitted 8 years ago, and you can see that the master cylinder is looking a lot fresher than that servo is, but the servo's fine, it holds vacuum. The original three-way clip that was holding these pipes together decided to disintegrate, so I just used one of the later three-way clips from TD5 onwards vehicles. When it comes to bleeding the master cylinder, a lot of the internet will tell you need to put it in a vise, connect up some pipes to the ports and feed it back around into its own reservoir to get the bubbles out. Land Rover don't talk about that. They just say basically fit it, depress the pedal slowly, release it, wait 10 seconds, and then repeat that 5 times. So that's what I did. For bleeding these days, I tend to use a vacuum bleeder. I originally started off with a 1-valve bleeder, which never worked that well. They were useless. And then most commonly I've used a pressure bleeder, which can be a bit of a pain with the cleanup. But now I use a vacuum bleeder, which is a lot cleaner and a lot less hassle, to be honest. It took me 2 hours to bleed this vehicle. I went around each caliper 3 times because you start doubting yourself when you get some bubbles and then there's slow bubbles and you think the bubbles are coming maybe drawn in around the threads of the bleed nipple. So just to make sure, I tend to cover the bleed nipple and the pipe with grease just so that it can't suck in any air, and then just wait basically until the last bubble comes out, and just wait until there's no more movement of bubbles and the vacuum is holding firm. I'd always wonder what happened on the production line, how they could do it so quickly, because each stage on the production line was 3 minutes 47 seconds. So how do you fully fill and bleed a Defender in that time? This is a photo of that stage on the factory where the brake fluid is getting filled up. I can only assume that it's filled up and kept topped up throughout the process, and then they vacuum bleed each of the nipples individually. If anyone knows more specifically, then let me know in the comments. So it was all done, and my word, the pedal after this was amazing. Either that was because it was the best bleed I've ever done, or it was because the older master cylinder, which had been on there since I bought the vehicle, was not that good. You can get master cylinders, I think, that sort of leak between one chamber and the other. But the pedal now is amazing. You'll see my other video I did on soft brakes where I had to adjust the wheel bearings. That made a bit of a difference, but this made even more of a difference when it comes to getting a firmer pedal feel. So very pleased with that. And this is what is left of the pipes. There's quite a bit of meat on there, I would say, but the pipes are pretty crusty, so there's no point messing around if the MOT man isn't happy. If you've got any tricks or tips from fully bleeding a Defender, then leave a comment below. Give us a like and subscribe for more Land Rover videos in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.